very special guests in the building, a whole lot of them actually, and they just did the big show with Joe Coy, and now are in town. And this is, for some of these cats, a lot of these cats, it's a homecoming event that's happening right now. Because the Jabbawockeez are officially in the building, y'all. Hey. Yo, so I'm gonna build up to where we need to get in this conversation because it definitely has to get somewhere, because we know that there are a lot of things that people are chatting about the Jabbawockeez on the internet right now for the past week and a half or so. Elephant in the room, and I'm gonna leave it in the middle till later on in this discussion. So first, let's talk. Everybody name drop yourselves so they know who's in the building with me right now.
What's up? This is Kid Rainin.
Yo, TJ the True Justice.
Got Punky.
KB, aka Shaolin Keftastic.
It's SB at Swag Pit, you feel me? This is Fee.
I always think it's hella funny that you're the most soft-spoken in the room right now, and your name has one syllable. So when you drop in, it's Fee. It's simple. But yo, the Jabbawockeez are in the building. First and foremost, welcome home. Right, because this is definitely a big thing to have you guys kind of back in the region. First time I saw you guys, the show got shut down right after you guys performed. It was like deep Elk Grove at a center where they didn't get the entertainment permit, and they were doing like a big who's the best. It was like a...
It's like at the SES Hall.
Yes, at the SES Hall.
Yep.
And I remember being there, you guys had performed, and then they just said, lights on, we're done.
Yep.
But it was dope because we actually got to see it, so it still made it happen. That's how far for me this date's back. So
that's the one I was like, they were waiting for us to perform so the fire marshal or whoever could shut it down. Wow. But it was dope though. It was beautiful. It was right after ABDC. I do remember. Right after we won 2008. Yeah. And then we came home.
Yes. They were about to shut it down for sure.
It was a beautiful thing.
I remember we were about to not. They were like about to not have us perform.
Because of that?
Yeah.
And I know that because they still had to finish the competition. The competition didn't even finish that day because it was actually like Sacramento's best dance crew. I think is what they were promoting it as, and then it didn't finish. I don't even know who ended up winning because I think they ended up doing the rest of the comp another day. But you guys took the stage, highlighted the night, and then cut. So
my bad.
My bad.
But it's good because now. Phil, off of all this, we've kind of been talking about Sacramento needs kind of a resurgence, and I think right now is going to be a very strong point for that. For one, we just did the Hot 3 dance battle, literally yesterday and Saturday.
Kicks Unlimited, right?
Right.
Okay.
And we just had that all go down at the pier, so we had a whole lot of fun with that. We actually got to be a part of that as a station as well.
Dope.
So it was kind of cool for me to kind of dive back into the dance side of things because I used to be a part of the Capital Roots fam out in Elk Grove, and we were doing all that too. So
this thing, by the way.
And so it's nice to see that there's another outlet for that that's like a newer version of doing so.
Right.
So are we going to see you guys around here a lot more now or what?
Oh, man. That would be beautiful. We about to be all up and through here. You know, 4 out of 5 of us right here is from Sac, you know, born and raised. So we just had to get everything settled in Vegas, and now we back in the wiggle of things. We got a campaign back at home and just show some love. And what other way to do it, what better way to do it than to come back with my boy Bruno and just kind of do some little gig at Golden One Center.
Yeah, just a little thing.
Just a little thing. A little show that sold out in 5 minutes or something like that. A little thing.
Young mogul, 20 people coming. Young pop star. Shout out Bruno, by the way. That boy, you know, he's just been keeping it really, really solid and just showing some, you know, some street kids some love. You know, not that, you know. So it's a beautiful thing.
Well, it's been cool to kind of watch this develop too, because we kind of. Everybody was like, yo, Phil's on stage. And the next thing it was, oh, all the Jabbawockeez are there. Like, it was like this real cool thing to see that happen with the whole Bruno movement.
Oh, yeah.
And to see that expand to now you guys are on tour doing these stops and all that. And one of them is back home is definitely a big thing. So, first and foremost, for those of y'all who are tuning in, yes, the Jabbawockeez do talk. Because that was the first question. They're like, Jabbawockeez on air, so you just gonna talk to yourself or what's good? But nah, every time that I've kind of been able to have conversation with any of y'all, where some of y'all might not remember because I was a lot younger at the time, but you guys gave game all the time. So that's always been something that people will recognize about the Jabbawockeez. When you speak to the Jabbawockeez, you gonna get the word from the Jabbawockeez. You know what I mean? So,
What's up?
what's the next move to push forward with, you know, the unification of the dance community as far as what's going to happen here?
Jabberwock Nation.
Right.
We gotta start transforming these people into Jabbawockeez so that we can take over the world.
Well,
That's the bottom line.
and that's the tribe.
That's
So
the
it's
tribe.
already
Tribe.
happening. So for
Tribe.
people who kind of see tribe tagged everywhere
Oh, yeah.
and have seen that movement kind of been a forefront of especially like the social media era for the Jabbawockeez, what for the people who don't actually know what tribe is, how can you explain what that is?
So, I mean, we're a dance crew, right? I mean, we come from, you know, we're garage kids. We did all this stuff. It's about the art first, but we really run a huge company.
Yeah.
And we went through this whole identity crisis, and we've been through some things to where we're like, you know what, it can't be so corporate as far as our culture. We got to bring it back to our roots.
Right.
Hence the tribe. It's very tribal, just very raw. You run here, some people got to go hunt, some people got to hold down the fort, this, that, and the other, you know what I mean? So, and it's really just about loyalty, and it's about being humble, it's about surviving and thriving together, you know what I mean? And so the hat that you got on, Sush got it on, you know what I'm saying?
I've been waiting for this hat, by the way.
You rocking with the tribe, you know, you see it. It's an ill-ass logo.
Definitely.
But
You know what the
you
unique
know,
thing about the way we spell tribe is we spell it with a Y because we're a tribe with a Y, a reason. Right?
There's a why behind our.
There's a Y behind it, so it's TRYBE.
A tribe with a Y, with a
Yep.
reason. Yo, so
Yep.
and I think that is one of the things that I've always kind of noticed too, is there's always those little, especially like when people see your guys' routines and everything that happens into the shows and what you guys put out on stage and what you guys put into shows, even when you guys have the online series where you guys were finding new Jabbawockeez to bring into the tribe.
Yeah.
There's always those little pieces that you kind of got to catch,
oh yeah,
but they'll always be around.
Easter eggs.
Yes, always.
Right.
Sure.
There's even an Easter egg in that hat.
I actually,
the BWBE hat.
Right.
For real.
I'm gonna be real. I know it. I'm not gonna say it, but I know it.
You know it?
I do.
Yeah.
It was exposed to me, and I'm not supposed to let anybody know that I know it, but I know it.
No, it's good.
No,
I
it's
mean,
cool.
it is what it is. You feel me? Like,
It's got a kick
it's
hat.
BWBE, right? Started out, we had to kind of protect some of the things that we started. You know, it's hip hop culture, you know, so we can get competitive in that way, but it's love at the end of the day. But biters will be eaten.
Yeah.
That's how it started, because a lot of people were biting our style, you know what I mean? And us kind of feeling like kind of the underdogs. We're from Sacramento, so we always kind of felt like the underdogs. So I'm like, hey, we finally are kind of onto something, so we got to kind of protect this, because people started biting like crazy.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's just a part of, again, hip-hop culture. Not everybody's like that, but it's accepted over here. So that's what it was. And then after a while, it's like, hey, but you know what? At the end of the day, it's not about eating biters. It's not about just being aggressive with people. It's about promoting originality. So if you turn the BWBE around, it spells be me. You
The
know, it's-
Easter egg. See, I didn't. See, I wasn't sure
feel me?
if that was
Yep.
really something that you were putting
Oh,
out there
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
Oh,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
for sure.
You guys
Yeah,
just
so
got
we're the
5,000
Be Me tribe, really.
original.
You know what I mean? But we just go by
You leveled
tribe.
up right now.
But that's the tribe, though. It's the Be Me tribe.
I remember the first time I saw it like that. Rue had posted it. Rue, who's actually on tour with Justin Bieber right now, one of
Sacktown.
Sacramento's very own.
Oh, yeah.
He had posted a picture of it, and I hit him up. I was like, "Hey, bro, you know you posted the logo upside down." He was like, "Nah, bro, it's supposed to be upside down. I know." You know how Rue be
Yeah.
talking hella,
Oh, yeah.
hella soft?
Yeah.
It's supposed to be like that. Look, if you flip it over, it says "Be me." Like just be me.
Yeah. Straight up.
And it's funny because even like the way he put it that day, I was like, yo, it's prolific. You know, like it means so much just in that statement, in just those two words of 2 letters each. You know what I mean? So it's definitely something that you guys promote a lot. What was the name of the online series that you guys did?
The movement.
The movement.
Yeah.
First and foremost, there's one really cold episode of that show. And it was the episode where you said, we're going to take everybody out to dinner, but we're going to cut somebody first. So he didn't even get to go to dinner with y'all.
Oh my God. You remember that. Why do you remember the bad things?
Because
you know what?
Because I was going to ask y'all about it, and now I'm seeing you in person, so I'm asking about it.
Yeah, he got dinner that day.
We took him to Oscars.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, you don't know about Oscars. We're going to have the Oscars Jim Boy fight later, dog. But look, so with that show, it was kind of cool to see even more Sac cats make it onto that show too, and we saw a lot of Sacramento cats be a part of the movement show and building on top of that. And it was weird because at the time I didn't know they were from Sac, and I showed up at a dance battle out in Roseville, and they're there. I was like, oh, I just watched that guy on the movement yesterday. I was catching up on that today.
We've been so surprised of how much talent we find around the world that ends up being from Sacramento.
Exactly.
Wow.
It's kind of crazy.
Majority of our cast members and anybody that works with us is in the company, that's a part of the tribe. I would say about 80 to almost 90% of them are all from Sacramento.
That's
crazy.
Heard that.
Out in Vegas.
That's just the truth. And you know what? I'm from Marietta. I'm from like San Diego area.
Yeah.
And you would think you would have a lot of dancers that are from San Diego. Now here's the thing that a lot of people don't know. Yeah, when we were on America's Best Dance Crew, they made us represent in San Diego because that's the first time Jabbawockeez performed.
Right.
But it was born here with Three Muskie.
Right.
They're the ones that started it out here in Sacramento. So at the end of the day, when we actually have auditions all the time, you would think you'd find dancers around the world, and that would be like the pinnacle of who we would have. But now it's because of what they started with Super Galactic, Boogie Monstars, Press Play, that now we ended up having this, like, all these amazing dancers from Sacramento that came to auditions, and those are the people we kept because they understand the culture, they understand the vibe and the flow.
Right.
And so, like I said, like, close to 80% of our cast members are all from Sacramento.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful to see because the whole Fam Royale movement of that trio, that trinity, it's still, well, now 4, because of course Jabbawockeez being the 4th of that is definitely, it's cool to see how everybody is. So it's cool though to see that even generations past, because it's gone through generations for all the crews at this point. It's really dope to see that beyond those generations that we're seeing them all still be together and pushing that movement together as Fam Royale.
That's cool. That is definitely
and it definitely sparked something in me to see that happen, and then especially now that you guys are doing this whole Bruno movement as well, to see it kind of be like, look, we've actually seen some people who were the foundation leaders for something that started here in Sacramento move on to the world's biggest platform. And that is what they're seeing now.
Well, when you say it like that,
I know, right? Seriously, though.
How else you want me to say it?
Susie just made it extra real right now.
I think a tear came out of my eye right now.
But yo, so first and foremost, how did the connection with Bruno happen?
This happened for the Treasure record. He had reached out and got in contact with me, but at the time we were just getting into our Luxor situation. For the people that don't know, like Monte Carlo, Luxor, all that, they're all MGM family. So we were building our show at the Luxor, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't do Treasure with him, you know what I'm saying? So we had to pass on that. We ended up still choreographing and doing something for our live show. And so I kind of missed the boat. I was like, man, I don't know if I just kind of like catted off a really big opportunity. And so he ends up going on tour. I don't hear from him for like 2 years. And then right after that, he was like, hey, I got a record. I got the one you need to be on. And it was Uptown Funk. And so that was like 3 years ago, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That
dope.
Right.
That record has some numbers on it.
Oh, what?
Billions.
Yeah, he's beating Michael Jackson numbers with that.
Dog.
And we knew it was going to be a big deal when I heard it. I was like, oh, I can't miss this one.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And then to kind of see where that expansion went for him as an artist as well, from Uptown Funk and then kind of gradually moving into what became the 24 Karat Magic Project, which top to bottom is just, for one, it's flawless, and two, it's the most consistent of any album I've heard in the past couple of years.
Crazy.
Like if you really think about the quality of the music he put on that project, it's interesting to see somebody really throw themselves into that era, and then own it to the point that it sounds brand new all over again.
Yeah, that's tight.
And it was in a time where people were like, we're seeing music die. Everything is going digital or whatever. And it was like, okay, watch. You know what I mean?
For real.
And speaking of Sacramento, stereotypes were a part of that as
About to
well.
say that. Shout out stereotypes.
So there's, again,
Yep.
all this talent in the world comes right back home all the time. So it's definitely dope to see that as well. So then leading into 24 Karat Magic, obviously, that was a big recognition point for the Jabbawockeez being a part of this.
Yeah.
Because that was definitely when people were like, yo, did you see him at the Super Bowl and the music video and all this? So how did that come about when it finally became the whole crew got in on it?
So we went from doing what's it? After the record that we did, which one were we just talking about?
Uptown Funk.
Uptown Funk, and then I did something with Mystical for him, and then we went into then we ended up doing the Super Bowl. We did the Super Bowl. Okay, after the Super Bowl, I was trying to get him in. KB was actually supposed to rock with me for the Super Bowl, but he couldn't make it.
I'm a mild-mannered dad by day.
But you know, Bruno, he's a dance fan. You know what I mean? He knows the history. He's a big fan of Mr. Wiggles. You know what I mean? He knows his stuff. And you know, obviously he's a fan of the Jabbawockeez, and I've been trying to get him in and integrate him in a project, and it just so happened to work out for the AMAs. You know, we were able to rock that thing.
Yeah.
Masks off. We haven't danced without our masks.
And having to pretend like we were
It's been a
singing
minute, bro.
too.
As Jabbawockeez ever, bro.
As Jabbawockeez, we never did that. Only for the homie beat. And I did that for the first time.
False, you did it once on the last episode of ABDC.
Oh. Dang. You trying to call us out on things? Sushi on his game.
That's kind of true, though. That is true.
Applause button for you. Like I was we can just clap for you, though.
Yeah, the season finale.
I did not remember that.
Right. We did that. We were just so
there's
happy.
two.
We forgot.
Another Easter egg. I got you on one. Let's go.
Boys on point. Yo, Sushi on fire right now, man.
on point.
But I don't mean to put this out there as like a bragging thing, but like I've been about this, you know what I mean? Like I understand that there's a culture that a lot of people sometimes miss.
Right.
But so a lot of us we were all a part of that. We were a part of, yo, we have to make sure the Wockeez win this. You know what I mean? We have to make sure that this is definitely something that we get to be a part of to help expand that. I remember when people were voting in for you guys to be in the Step Up movie. You know what I mean? Like, and I remember getting all the messages back, like, "Yo, we did it! Like, they got in. They're gonna be in it." Like, there's been this build that's happened to get it where it's at. So again, when I say that it's been this foundation build to become a part of the world's biggest platform, I'm not saying that lightly.
Right.
You know what I mean? There was really a gradual build that became that, and there was a point where it just sparked.
It's tight.
You just hitting me right now.
Yeah.
What you saying?
See, there goes another tear,
I'm
man.
glad we came here. You're just making it more real for us.
But aside from that, you guys got the Joe Coy tour going on too, which is, to me, I was like, wait, for real? It's mad interesting, but it makes so much sense, kinda.
Oh man.
He kind of called us out in his set, though, in Netflix, when he was talking about the nurse.
That's cool, though, man.
He said something about they never followed their dream to be a Jabberwocky, and we were like, oh man, this dude. And it was such a funny, because I know people like that too.
So then you got to get them to, or you guys are now a part of that show. And on another funny note, you guys are also featured in Master of None Season 2, which I'm a huge fan of.
Oh, that show is dope, yeah.
Yo,
That's crazy.
Clash of the Cupcakes special appearance.
You know what's
When
funny,
that was
bro?
shooting that, man.
You know what's funny? I thought that was really a cooking show. Like, I didn't know it was staged. Like it was a staged cupcake show. I thought because the people that were pretending to lose, I was like, man, I'm sorry, you guys lost. Like.
Did you actually have this conversation with those people barely have roles in the show at all.
Right, and they were looking at me like, why is this dude acting like this is real? I was like,
yeah, we were so invested in them, right? We were hurt for them.
Well, and from Vegas, I have to ask you guys, have you actually watched the show?
Yeah.
I watched a couple episodes, bro.
Season 1 and 2?
Just the season.
Not me.
I watched season 1 and I'm still finishing up season 2.
How far are you into season 2?
I'm probably until like the 3rd episode.
All right.
To be honest with you.
So you know who Francesca is now?
Yes.
Team Rachel or Team Francesca?
Ooh. I know. Honestly, Team Francesca.
Team Francesca.
As of right now. As of right
He
now.
says Team Francesca.
As of right now,
as well.
because yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
she's.
I am going to want to check back in. Have you finished Series B?
I've seen both.
Okay, so you have a full decision on Team Francesca on season.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is your reasoning for that?
Oh. I don't know.
Is it just because she's bad, or is it just because she's actually a cultured ethnic person?
I think that's what it is. She's cultured. She's
the package.
It's the package, and I mean, the cherry on top. She is bad. You know, so
Definitely something to add on to that little
I'm
take
about
right
to go
there.
watch the whole 2 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Honest, I was one of those people, and this isn't a spoiler, I promise you.
Okay.
But I was definitely Team Rachel until the end
yeah.
of season 2.
Okay.
There you go.
So,
All right.
just
okay.
to be clear.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
Then you guys gotta watch it. We don't want.
Absolutely,
To spoil it.
Yeah, we can't spoil any more of that. Plus, you're on the show, okay?
Yeah.
You have to know how it got to that episode that Jabbawockeez made an appearance.
Stick and move, man. Stick and move. I got no time to sit still.
Trying to see how we fit in that thing. And they
Definitely
even mention us
understand.
again later on.
When I
too.
get to slow
Like,
down,
a
that's
small
when I can
mention
catch
in one of
that.
the episodes later on.
Yes, real quick.
Kind of reference us.
That's tight.
All right, the Jabbawockeez are in the building. We're going to jump back into the music and come right back